back to another episode of Famous Reality TV. And today, y'all, I'm going to be doing stuff a whole lot different. About 3 weeks ago, I had made a video regarding Big Lex and Pink getting into it and stuff, along with Ari. And of course, Ari and a few of the other cast members were coming out saying that, you know, Pink had something to do with her baby father's passing and stuff like that. And of course, I did make an opinion about the situation. I was also contacted by Leonard's aunt 3 weeks ago, unknowingly, into yesterday, because I get so many people contact me on a daily basis. Y'all would have no idea. So I literally did not see it until last night. So since last night, and this morning, I have been up trying to get this together, which I'm going to call the unofficial documentary. And it's basically Leonard's family side on what happened between the Pink and Leonard situation. It did open my eyes to a lot. And has me speculating and questioning a lot that went on in the situation. I literally shed some tears because it's just a sad situation. It seems like it was a lot of anger built up, and allegedly the anger was built up on Leonard's side. But just 3 weeks ago, Pink made a video on live where she was calling him the B word. And he was also supposed to be talking to his friend girl in the club. I don't know if Pink noticed that he was sending voice messages back and forth with his friend girl. And he also was supposed to be moving out of town with another girl. So I don't know if that made her upset. But they were definitely arguing at the club, a situation incurred, of course, for him to be able to jump out of the vehicle. Also, they were saying something about he was supposed to have been sent a text message to her saying something about he emptied the clip. Now, he was supposed to have been called her back to bring his weapon back. There is also a possibility that he left his phone in the car, too. I don't know if that message could have came from him or not. Who knows? But allegedly, that was a message that he had sent to her saying that he had emptied the clip. And the aunt is like, how could he send her a message saying that? If he emptied the clip, how could there have been any bullets left for him to shoot himself? So there is a lot going on. But like I said, that little short clip that Pink made 3 weeks ago on her Instagram, calling him the B word and saying that ain't nobody gonna play me, alleges that she was upset on her part as well. It wasn't just him, allegedly. So, of course, all people are innocent until proven guilty. And so no one is saying that Pink is guilty of anything. This is just an unofficial documentary because I feel like I owe it to the family, because I did say Pink's part in what she said and that she doesn't have anything to do with it. So it's only right and fair reporting. So I'm going to let you all get into this video. I added in a lot of the clips that they had provided along with their statements. So you all let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to Famous Reality TV. And this video is going to be long, so be prepared. Click that notification bell and subscribe.
I'll just start. You know, Gloria and Candy Cane, y'all pretty much know what's going on, but we wanted to come on to address the stuff that's been said from the beginning, over a year. First, I want to start off by saying me, Gloria, Leonard's siblings, parents, everybody have never said on social media at any time that Alexis killed Leonard. She's saying that and spreading that for some reason. We have said she lied, and I'm sticking to that. She has lied a lot, but we have never said that she killed him. From the beginning, I'm going to just start from the beginning when the day that it happened. Her story has changed significantly, and it changes often depending on who she's talking to. And it began to make us wonder what really happened. So I talked to Alexis several times when it first happened. The first story she said, was I supposed to jump right in it like that, or which one?
No.
Okay, all right, let's
start
go
off from the beginning.
Okay, yeah, I called her after I was called by Gloria, and I asked her what happened. She was crying, and she said that Leonard was so angry, he was so mad because some dudes at the clubs was trying to talk to her, and he had got into it with somebody. Later down the line, maybe 2 or 3 days later, she changed it and said she never said that. She said that they were fine. He just wanted to get out of the car because he didn't want to ride with the 2 girls that was with her. And when I told her, I'm like, but you said he was so angry, he was so mad. And she said, no, I didn't say that. Those are the things that was a spiral for me. It just started changing, and every single time we asked her something, it was something different. Now, mind you, I said this to her myself. Me and her have talked several times. We never went back and forth on social media like she said. The only time there was any type of conversation on there is when she was talking about Leonard, and his friends was feeling like you being disrespectful. And she then started going in on him and inboxed me because I told his friend to get off there, don't go back and forth with her, and that's how we started having conversations about it. But all that, we went back and forth and blaming her, that never happened. Where was I going?
You said that from the beginning of when she just was posting about him and she was being disrespectful.
Right, yeah. And the issue was, why are you saying that it was suicide? Why do you continue to say that when the police couldn't figure it out themselves? And personally, I feel like that her talking to the police and making them think that Leonard was just so depressed and so miserable his whole life is what made them really lean more towards that, because they had nothing to go on. She immediately started telling them that he was depressed because they lost their baby, and he said he didn't want to live anymore. And because they had no other leads, they went with that. They felt like maybe that's what happened, and they started investigating, and they said they could not find anything to say that he killed himself. But she continued to say it, which was our only issue with her. Nobody ever asked her or, wanted her not to tell her story, whatever her story was. We asked her, could you just stop saying he killed himself, because that hasn't been proven. And you are the only one that is saying that. The only one. And that caused the issue, of course, because we knew it wasn't true. She did say that, Leonard was telling her beforehand that he wanted to kill himself. He never told anybody that but her. Like all of his friends. Now, I just want to be clear on this. I'm not saying that it's not possible for anyone to be depressed. Everybody goes through something in their life, but Leonard was not, the way that she made it seem, to us, it came off like she was saying he was just miserable every day of his life and he didn't want to live because their baby died, which same thing she told the police. So now fast forward a little bit, time went on. She said to everybody that the family didn't want her at the funeral. I was the one who spoke to her, and I did tell her that I don't think it was a good idea because we were concerned about it being some mess there. We did not want her there, and that's just what it was. So this is the story that Alexis gave. That she, earlier that day, she told Leonard she was going out. He wanted to go out with her. She brung 2 girls, I want to say, up to his job. They left when he got off work. Got to the bar. They were having a good time. And when they left, he got angry about some guys trying to talk to her, and he stormed out. He gets in the car, he's mad, and he gets out on the side of the road. She said she tried to get him in the car. He didn't want to get in. She pulled off, and he called. First, she said he called her and said, bring my phone back. Then she said she pulled back because he yelled to bring his gun back. Next thing she knows, she's getting a phone call from her boss saying that he was on the side of the road, and she came back. Oh, girl, don't get that all Okay, so
Don't get mad. Don't get mad.
I know.
And this is a lot for us to even talk about. This is not something that we even wanted to talk about. We wanted to quietly, investigate and get answers about what happened to Leonard. She was moving so fast and going on these shows. And if you see on his page, you see that before she even got on the show, she was already planning to use Leonard as a storyline. She didn't say anything really good about him. She said everything was about her. Like, he worshiped the ground she was on. Like, he didn't have a life. He only told her things. He also said that, he met his siblings a couple years ago, and that's ridiculous because he was born in Buffalo. He was born in this city. He moved to Virginia, when he got a little bit older, and we separated, but we always kept in contact. I met her one time. We also asked her, because I didn't know her like that, or my dad didn't know her like that. We all asked her, don't use his name, don't say his name on TV. Just, don't say it's suicide because that's not true. And she fought us about it and really wasn't friendly, talked really badly about Leonard and his mother. And that's why we have to talk on his behalf, because we can't just let her story get out on him. And she barely even knew him, for as long as we all knew him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she likes to paint a picture as if she knew him best because, she laid with them. I think she said they were together a little over a year.
Yeah.
Something like that. She likes to paint that picture. But Gloria, yeah, you're right. She did say that. She said when she was going to drop her cousin off, she ran into pee real fast. She didn't have time to wash her hands or anything. She got the phone call. She ran out. Now, when it comes to that part of the conversation, it originally got back that whoever called her said that he was dead in the parking lot. He was not found in the parking lot. He was found a few miles away from the bar. It's not that far, though. She instantly, in my opinion, she just kept pushing that he killed himself, and she started to create all these scenarios of things that he did and said before that, in my opinion, tried to make the police and anybody else who was listening feel like he killed himself. And we couldn't understand that. And I told her that myself. I don't get how, if you say you love him so much and you wasn't there, you don't know what happened, why would you continue to say that? Why would you continue to push that? She even mentioned that he told her cousin or sister, whoever was in the bar, she said that he told them that as well when he was drinking, and he told them, my baby died and I don't want to live, or it's whatever term she used, which anybody who knows Leonard know good and damn well he wouldn't say shit to no stranger. Damn, he wouldn't say much to people he fucked with when it come to something like that. But he definitely wouldn't have told a girl he just met, because that's what Alexis said. They just met that night. I'm sad and I don't want to live anymore because my baby died. Now, the baby situation. She inboxed me, whatever it was, and said that she heard that I said that I don't believe she was pregnant. And I told her I don't. I didn't believe you were pregnant when it came back to me that you were pregnant. I spoke to her for the very first time with Gloria and Leonard when they were telling me, she was pregnant or whatever. I told Gloria then, I don't know. Just didn't seem right. And the reason why I feel like this, the time that she claims that she lost this baby was supposedly her very last doctor's appointment in New York. And she was supposed to be switching to a doctor in Virginia. And on her way there, she said it was a car accident. She ended up telling me later that it wasn't, and she lost the baby. One thing I have to address, in one of her, I don't know what it was. It was just a live. I don't know if it was on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She does so much we can't keep up with all of the things that she has done.
It's ridiculous. But you made a claim, and this is directly to her. You said that you showed his family the death certificate, the footprints, in your hospital records. That's a complete and total damn lie. You never showed any of us, them, nobody that I know of that information. When it happened, when it supposedly happened, when you got to Leonard's house afterwards, you said you just didn't want that type of stuff laying around. You didn't want to see it, or whatever the case may be. So that is what made me feel like you were lying. I just didn't feel like it. Yes, she had a gender reveal. And no, I don't know if anybody that was there even thought you were pregnant, to keep it all the way real. I just don't understand that. So I will say this publicly. If you do have that, if you have death certificate, anything that prove you were pregnant. Now, you could have been pregnant. She could have been pregnant early on and lost a baby before. I don't believe that you lost a baby.
And there was no baby buried.
There's no burial.
There's no burial of any baby. No. So that whole saying when she was on the show and she said, "I'll bury you next to him and your baby," no baby was ever buried. The baby didn't even.
We don't believe
the baby. We don't believe the baby was born because, and if it was, and if she did lose the baby, the baby was not buried.
And the thing is, if you were carrying a child and you carried it to 6 months, you would not use the term miscarriage. I'm the one who told her, and I don't say I have anything. If I say I got it, I got it. That's the difference. But back to what I said. When we were talking about the pregnancy thing, she was like, "I had my miscarriage. I said, well, first of all, if you had a baby, if you were pregnant until you were 6+ months, it's called stillborn. And I said, that's why, another reason why I don't believe it, because you would know the correct term. You would have had to push the baby out. And she was like, well, I don't say that. I don't say that, right, whatever. And so after that, every time I heard her talk about it, she said stillborn. So, you know. And the thing is this, I've had them and we've had them for a while. And because of, so I don't want to be the reason that certain things happen. You know, I don't want to start anything unnecessary. We wanted things to play out the way that they did. But we will say this. You made a claim that he killed himself. It was suicide. It's over. They said, the detective said this. He said that.
She said the only reason why the case was open is because they were trying to find out if it was accidental or intentional suicide. And neither of that is true.
Miss Mona, you're right. No, it's not. No, it's not. And that's the thing. I don't understand that. You know, you want us to not feel that, you know, you're shady or you got something to do with it, but yet you be saying this weird shit. I don't understand that. And as far as right now, the case is closed. And the case is closed with the determination of undetermined. They could not prove homicide. They damn sure couldn't prove suicide. But it's over as far as Hampton Police Department is concerned. That's just it. So for you to keep pushing that, the thing is, the easiest thing to prove should have been, I mean, if it was the case, it would have been suicide. That would have been easy. It's clean cut. It's nothing to it. There's nobody else involved. So that right there alone is crazy that you would even keep pushing that like it would take over a year to figure that out. They tried that in the beginning because, you know, that's what you were saying, that he was so depressed or whatever. They didn't have enough evidence for it, so they pushed out as undetermined. They tried it again, and it's the same thing. There's nothing at all to say that he committed suicide. Nothing. Not one thing. So now what? After she left the hospital, she went straight to his house and took the things out. Matter of fact, while you showing that, while you showing that laptop, and you was like, he has my face on there, that laptop was supposed to go to his mother. So who's ever watching this on her behalf, let her know that you know that as well. They told you it's supposed to go to his mother because you lied and said you lived there with him. The police told you that, but you kept it. And then you also said you had your name. Y'all had a joint bank account, right? With $50,000-$65,000, and she was getting in vitro. Okay. And the thing is, I don't owe you no respect. Let me say that. And the only reason why certain things I won't air out is is just because. But me and you both know that in vitro story is bullshit. I know. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Bullshit. Shut up. I'm so sick of this shit. I'm sick of it. She emptied the stuff out of his house, and I called her myself and asked her, do you have Leonard keys? Because she's playing it to everyone else that she had keys to his house. You had his keys that he left in the car. And you lied and said you hadn't been to the house when actually the video that y'all see is the neighbor gave that. One of the neighbors.
And I'll repost it if you didn't see it.
Yeah, so she went there and took stuff out, and that in itself is suspicious.
I'm not going with you. And that's how I ended up with my white boy, like, ended up talking to him because, bitch, if you think you're going to play with me, baby, no.
Your man just died. You're so distraught and discombobulated, but you go straight to his house to get something.
And then lied about it.
lied.
My dad had asked her if she had went to the house, and she said no as well. And the Ring camera shows her running in and out. And my whole thing is, if you just lost somebody to love your life, I don't know. In that video, I feel like, you would have been crying. It's fresh. You would have been, falling. Somebody would have been picking you up because you just couldn't walk in his house. I know if, like, my dude passed away, I can't even walk in his house. I'm going to be so spooked and just so sad. I'm going to be afraid to touch anything. And the fact that you were running in and out like you were on a mission was very weird. And for you to lie and say that you weren't there, that was very weird.
Mm-hmm. The witness at the scene, the first person who called 911 said that when they were approaching, they seen the two SUVs run him over. This is fact.
Which I'll post.
Yeah, I mean,
I already posted on the story, but I'll repost it. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So I'm just gonna say this because I'm done with her playing and stuff. I'm just gonna say this. On the scene, I seen with my eyes, heard with my ears. When she arrived there, she said who she was or whatever. She told three different stories. The first one was he was so angry, he got into it with some guys because they were so mad that, he was so mad because they were trying to talk to me.
And then I said, you have completely embarrassed me. There is no getting better because we're supposed to be working on relationships. After we lost our son, we went back, so we can work on it. I said, don't contact me. I said, you jumped out on your own. I said, I'm too drunk to be driving back and forth.
Listen, you left your car keys in my car, and that was my last time calling you. I'm not going to try you again. I'm going to put your keys under your house mat, and I am going somewhere else. So, I'm coming to your house.
I got you.
Yeah, I'm not going home. So,
my sister and my cousin were driving because they weren't drunk. And then,
baby, where are you? Like, what the fuck?
That was the last time me and him I spoke to each other. Like, he was like, all right, I love you. Like, see you. I was like, all right, I'll see you. Like, I'm mad that I got to go back and get you. Like, I'm drunk.
we were arguing because he was mad because niggas at the job was trying to talk to me. So he jumped out the car and said he was going to call an Uber home.
Where did he jump out the car? Somewhere on this street?
Yes.
Out of your car?
Yes.
Okay. All right, what is your name?
Alexis Perez.
Okay.
Then he get hit by a car and he get shot. What
We're trying to
happened?
figure that out, man. That's why.
Then, did I tell that part of her cousin?
Yeah.
Her cousin said she would get somebody to fuck him up. Did
no,
I tell you that part? Yeah. That she said that to another a cop that came up that he got into an argument with her cousin, and her cousin told him she was gonna get somebody to fuck him up, and that's why he got out the car. Then the other one was just, I guess they were just so in love, and that I think that's what we heard too on that that it was okay, it was fine. He left and I'm about to do that now. when he got out the car, he said, I'm going to call you and I'll call you later. Love ya. He's on the side of the road.
And that's on the story of her saying her last conversation with him was her saying to him, or them saying to each other, like, okay, I love you. And that was their last conversation. And the other story right next to it shows how the last thing he said to her was the audio recording of him being just baffled how she just left him, and how he had emptied his clip, and how he was trying to get a ride to get home.
And the thing is, you know what? So let's do this first.
What's this? She had an SUV in soon after she sold it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
You're right. Let's do this. Now, we're going to start at the bar, right? She said he was depressed there. He got to drinking, and he told her friend, her cousin, that he was so depressed because his baby died. He was just in such a bad place. I have a recording.
And again, he did not commit suicide, and there's nothing that proves he commits suicide.
I don't know.
I'm in the club right now. You good though? You need me to pull up?
I don't think they heard it.
Oh, okay. I got it, Gloria.
I'm proud of you, my dog. I'm proud of you. You're making progress. I feel like you're going to be a housewife real soon. Real soon. I love you too. And I am going to be safe just so I got the strap on me. My dog. Hey, be easy though. I'ma call you later.
I'ma call you later. Do that sound like someone that in the
was
last...
so distraught and said in the club that they were in the bar that they were gonna kill themselves to somebody? That don't sound like that.
That's what he left to his friend. They were talking while he was there, and they were sending each other. I'm not gonna play hers, but they were sending each other voice texts, and I guess is that what they call those things?
Audio recordings.
Yeah, he was sending each other those things. But you can tell that he was having a good time. He wasn't in that mindset because he left shortly after that she's trying to say that he was in. It don't add up. Now, another thing, these messages, let me make sure ain't nobody business. This is the one that she posted between her and Leonard from that night, right? And it says, the police is coming to get me. Tell my peoples I will call them. Then it's a message from him. Message from him, and that's the one where he, said he couldn't believe you acting like you ain't gonna come back and get me, blah blah blah. Now, she read those messages to the police. Before she left the scene, they asked her to send them the messages between them two, stating whatever she said she had to show that she dropped him off. She failed to tell everybody or post or send to me the messages, all of them, I should say. In those messages, she talked to him and, was going off on him, basically like, you did it to yourself, saying she's about to go home with some girl. I ain't come back to get your ass. But yes, she's telling everybody she was going to come back and get him. The message to me, what is it after the second one when she said, baby, where you at? It didn't fit. These are the things that made me, myself, and I know, everybody that heard it, feel like there was something odd about it. It was real off.
We don't want to be any type of famous for this. Mm-hmm. We don't want any story like we don't want that to look like that at all. Mm-hmm. We just we're his family, and we have to make sure that he's defended right.
We all have this access, but they haven't seen it, and I don't feel like they should have to. And when I say they, I mean Gloria, Big Leonard, and the siblings. It's too much, and it's so messed up that the family has to keep going through this. Every time she speaks on him and speaks on his character and says something that's not true, we are affected, and I don't understand why you continue to do that. I just don't get it. You want it to be suicide so bad, but why?
someone, I'm saying that way you get that together. Every time she gets into it with somebody on the show, she's using Leonard's name. Oh, you talking about my baby father? I'll bury you next to my baby father, and
next on the list. Don't forget that.
And you're next on the list. What list if you thought he committed suicide?
Yeah.
If that's something that you're going with, that he committed suicide, why are you saying that you're next on the list? What list? She just always tore him down. She always, or if it was something good about him, it was about her. As if like he didn't have family and friends and, other girls that he was talking to that, loved him and cared for him. And he was leaving that week. He was...
Definitely talk about that.
He was leaving that week. He was going to live in Florida that week. He made arrangements with his landlord because he was leaving early so that he could get his deposit back when he leaves. So it's just all very suspicious to us.
And she made a comment saying that she was moving with him. He made it very clear to everybody she was not. He was going down there, and they saying he was going to just to be with a girl. He just wanted to leave.
Yeah, he was going to film school out there. He was about to, he was about to start, becoming a videographer. That was something that he was so excited to go to Florida for. It wasn't even for the girl. It was just for him to do something that he really loved to do.
Right.
So for her to say that, and then she said she was coming with him. Before Leonard left, before he was leaving for Florida, he was living in Buffalo without her. So she knew he was leaving without her to Florida. It's not like he didn't go anywhere without her. He was living in Buffalo without her, and he's been plenty other places without her. She's definitely dragging the storyline, and it's one thing if she would have just went on the show to maybe bring him up and say, I lost somebody close to me. It's another thing when you make that your whole storyline.
I don't care. You feel me? This is my new baby. And we got something special for you, feel me? Something. Y'all don't tell me I'm wild, dog.
But I wanted to say something too while I'm doing this, what she just hit on as far as her making that comment about Leonard coming to a house with an AK-47 and a ski mask on. The thing is, it's like, for me, I feel like she makes up stuff as she go to make what she's saying more relevant. She said to Gloria in a voicemail, that was just 2-3 months ago. She made that comment about the AK-47, that Leonard came to the house with an AK-47 and I said his name and he took off running. So now she's saying that incident, he climbed up a house with an AK-47 to the balcony, and he put his finger over the peephole. And like I said, who has a peephole on their balcony? They expect people to come to their door on a for real. Like, who's expecting somebody to climb up their house and look? You know what I mean? Why you got a peephole there?
I didn't notice that.
That's what I'm saying. That sounds crazy to me. But then she said, everybody else didn't want to. So she said, who is it? And he didn't say nothing. So she opened the door. He lifts the gun and then he takes off running because she said Leonard. But you saying he knew it was a party, but you said he ran because there was a bunch of people there and you said Leonard. I just feel like that type of stuff is what bothers me. Why you just keep want to tear him down?
That story?
Like,
why are you even telling that story?
Why haven't you ever told it? What is she wanted? Girl, I don't understand it. I don't, and I'm mad. Why, if it was suicide, why is it not ruled a suicide? She definitely said that on her live, that it's a suicide and nobody wants to. Oh yeah, and I want to make that clear too. It's not about us being in denial or don't want to accept it. We can accept the truth. We can accept the fact. That's it. There's nothing to accept because the only person that's saying it is you, and it changes all the time. Something in particular, you can ask me for it because I'm gonna tell you what we have. We have when she got on the scene, we have when she got to the hospital, after the hospital, and the things that she said, and I'll let y'all be the judge. Yeah, you can listen to it yourself and determine, did her story stay the same, and does it sound fishy?
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is her comment. when I, well, you'll be able to tell.
Just because they don't air everything doesn't mean anything. When I first shot my first season, every day I was breaking down on set, walking off set, crying. Of course, they're not going to show all of that because my publicity, my fame comes from me dumping bitches on their neck, from me fighting, not from me being emotional. So they don't, I talk about Leonard every single day, whether it's about that in particular to his death or just about our past, just about how we would argue and make up. Like, I talk about him every single day. I'm still on my meds. I try to come off my meds twice and I can't. Like, I'm not pushing anything, which is why I said that they are allowing one person to come and sit down, because I'm going to speak my side regardless. I don't care who it is, because this is my story to tell, my pain to tell, what I go through after losing somebody. So that's why I'm speaking. But knowing that y'all don't agree with me, I said, all right, well, you know, his family don't agree with me, and I know they have their own story that they want to tell. Like, I could sit down with them. And the producers agreed. All right, one member of his family could come. At first I said Moolah, but they didn't feel like it was okay for a man to sit down and have a back and forth argument with me. And I'm not even there to argue. I'm going to say what I say. You are more than welcome to say what you got to say, whatever you want the world to do. If y'all want to put that, let's find Leonard's killer shit out there, go ahead. But it's not going to change my story. That's what I'm saying.
Finish this one first? Okay, you can hear my response. Why is she trying to act like people always trying to come for her and disrespecting her?
I think somehow what I'm saying to you is getting mixed up. I am not saying in any way that you shouldn't express your pain. You shouldn't express your side or your story. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm telling you is, when I say pushing it, the fact that you keep saying that he killed himself and that it's not been concluded. Now, I do realize that they said that they thought he walked in traffic. You know, it's been a bunch of things. That was one of the three things that they thought: accidental, suicide, or murder. The fact that you pull suicide out, and, you know, I know you're saying the detective said that it's more likely, and that, you know, whatever the case may be, I don't understand for myself, and I'm speaking on behalf of me and Gloria, why you continue to use that and say that if it hasn't been closed. Because, I mean, you said you're in law school, so I'm sure you're aware that if it was just that easy, if it was that clean cut, if they really believed it was suicide, why isn't it closed yet? You know what I'm saying? And that's saying no funny shit. Like, I'm not coming for you. All I'm saying is, I don't understand how you can be so dismissive, disrespectful, and inconsiderate of his mother. I don't get it. When I've spoken to you several times about, you know, her side, and she's just asking that you quit saying that. That's the only thing. Nobody would ever want you not to express your pain. We know nobody have ever said to me anyway that we don't believe that you're hurting or, you know, anything like that. Now, as far as you making a comment saying they're not going to show all that on a show, that's not what I was speaking on. I was talking about social media. I watched, it was like a half an episode, maybe a half of another. So I don't really know what you said or didn't, just things that I was hearing. And the thing for me is, I feel like it's impossible for Leonard to be in that space to kill himself based on the things I found out later, the people he talked to, you know, the mindset he was in, the plans he had made for the next day, stuff like that. So, and if that's concluded, which I doubt, it is what it is. You have the right, and do not think that nobody is saying that. To say how you feel, honey, that's not what I'm saying. But as far as me coming there and, you know, wherever, and tell them the side of the story, I have no problem doing that. And I have
no need or no reason to get disrespectful with you and argue with you about anything. It's just not in me. I'm a 45-year-old woman. You're old enough. I'm old enough to be your mama. Like I wouldn't do that, and I would hope that you would have the same mutual respect for me. But I just don't get it, and that's just it.
But what I just want to show, and I want you guys to see that on the you're gonna see on the video the distance of his sneakers. They're saying that they believe he was just ran over. We believe he was hit.
Okay. All right, what is your name?
Alexis Perez.
Okay, like what people do.
Did he get hit by a car? Did he get shot? What
We're trying to figure that out.
Seeing comments all the time about Pink, about Alexis fucking Gonzalez. Fuck is y'all talking about? Fuck is you talking about? Y'all wild.
And the way that his sneakers is, I'm terrible with holding still, but I wanted to show this. When they're saying that Leonard was ran over once he was already on the ground, this is a sneaker, and this is his other sneaker. That looks more like impact than being ran over. Those markers that you see, this here, 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 and up a little further, are shells. I don't know the technical term for a bullet that has not been shot out, just a regular bullet. And there were more up the road. One of the officers made a comment and said to him, it looks like there was a shootout, like he was possibly shooting at somebody that may have been trying to shoot him.
You know what I'm saying? I can't imagine somebody shooting them and leaving the gun and stuff behind.
Unless that was just, yeah. I mean, I don't need it. You know what I mean? You know, it could have been like a girlfriend type deal.
Yeah.
Shoot them and then.
I mean, that's fine.
Okay.
Just going right.
Well, anyway, she said she dropped him off because they were arguing about people trying to holler at her in the club. And he called her. And said, bring me, I guess he said, bring me my gun or whatever. So she turns around, she comes back, and allegedly brings him the gun back.
I told you.
How do we know she didn't?
Yeah.
Hit him with the car or shoot him or...
So here, basically, Pink was saying that she was in the psych ward after she graduated and stuff. And the family posted pictures alleging, basically showing that Pink had different types of hairstyles of that she was sharing pictures during the time she was supposed to have been graduating and stuff. So I guess they're thinking that, I don't know if she made it up or what, but they also posted that the case is closed. It just closed about 2 to 3 weeks ago as undetermined. 2 times we have proof. We do not understand why she is claiming over and over that he committed suicide. We do not understand why she told us and the public different stories on what happened that night and why she did not tell the truth about her and Leonard's last conversation. We do not understand why she went on any show and used Leonard's name for clout. The family has not been able to grieve properly. Now, this is showing where Pink was texting his number, allegedly. And she got a response from someone, Ali, on May 15th. So I don't know if there's someone who has his phone number now. But I also know that you can send iMessages through a laptop. And allegedly, they're stating that she still has his laptop, which was supposed to be returned to his mother. So I don't know what is going on here because he passed on the 8th of May, and someone responded to her on May 15th. So saying you're welcome. So that part, you're welcome, is weird.
Answer that. How does your mom feel about you being labeled as a murderer? My mother doesn't care because my mother knows me. My mother knows my heart. My mother knows who I am. So, like, my mom knows this stuff.
Leonard, God.
You want to go outside and have a conversation?
I didn't do anything to him.
Who is she?
or something.
Because they said someone drove by and they called him. And they called them. Is he okay? No, I can't. Please, where is he?
Who's related to 68? Hmm? Who's related to 68? Are you talking about the female?
Yeah, the male.
Oh, no. That's Patricia's name. When I called 104 and asked him what was the name of the, that's what he was hoping. That made it much easier. If she gets a call, that's all good. I mean,
95. No, he wasn't. We were arguing.
that could be that 68.
So he jumped out the car. Just say he was on the phone. We went home. Yeah, out of your phone.
Oh, there we go.
It blanks out like that when it's personal information.
Hmm.
Can I go to the hospital? Where's the hospital? I don't know him there.
Lay mommy.
Yeah, that's what sounds like. Yeah, but it's still, they are, yeah, it definitely could be 68, and he got hit after. Yeah. 68 got hit after.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I think that'll take care of that. Sounds like to me that 68, probably 68, and got hit after. Yeah, they got in an argument, and he's walking, pop, and gets hit after the fact. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can turn it back. Oh Lord, these are all citizens' vehicles back there, aren't they? It always,
Yes,
right, but it always happens when, at the worst time, when you gotta go to 90. Oh my God, I think I've got, where's your, good walk down the road? Oh, right. Yeah, I'm checking for crime scene down here.
On this one. 7. Okay. So, let me see.
You want to move next to this one? Or that enough?
What you mean?
You got to put this one.
No, I can play it over here.
Oh.
I'm using the sequence of them from this one. It's easier. Oh, damn. That little loud. Oh, no. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. I was trying to see if it continued. The very end of this might
The ring, so yeah.
Hold on.
Were they arguing, Charlie?
Oh, hold on.
Had they been arguing? Had they been arguing? The two of them. This is Detective Rody. I'm gonna give the phone to the detective. Let the Detective Rody talk to you. Okay, hold on a second.
Now that's when. Let me stop that real quick. I kind of fast forwarded a little bit. What you just heard was the detective on scene talking to the head detective of this case. He had called the owner of the bar to try to check in and see if she knew what happened. but I'm about to fast forward a little bit. I believe right at the very end of this is when they went over there to her to talk to her again about what happened. She wanted to leave, and she had a young man there with her. They approached him and was like, and who are you? And she was like, oh, he's just my friend from the bar. I had him come up here because I didn't know what I was coming to. You want to read the comments? Okay, any normal girlfriend would be asking, is he okay?
And one of them said, more often than not, you're in denial that your partner is gone. Why was she so fast to assume he was dead? Exactly. And he was not found dead.
Yeah,
he was found alive. He was not found dead.
I forgot about that. No, he was definitely alive. There was a woman there when the very first video, there was one lady, the lady I believe she made reference to that works at her job. She was leaning over him, and she was telling him who she was and telling him to breathe. And I just want to say, if that woman ever hears this, thank you. That did a lot for me. It did a lot. I really appreciate that because she was down there. She was on her knees with him. But he was definitely still alive when the police got there. Hold on, I'm trying to see what this is. Okay. I'm looking for the other part now. And then what I'm going to play for you guys is when she was...
Yeah, I ain't got my 6 folk. I'm gonna tell Tori he got this.
Yeah. He's the only reason she's still down in this area. So then, if you got two,
they got the very end of that shows when they walk over to her.
And he just,
did Brody confirm whether or not it's the same caliber?
well, he's still walking. He's probably made it down there by now.
who's the grandpa?
We're not saying that
Rodeo.
she hit anybody with anything.
Right.
He was hit. They did say that they believe that he was ran over opposed to being hit. I'm going to say what I seen, it looks like it was both. For me, I don't know why they saying one or the other. They did say something about the break. But I seen it looked like it was both. It is the next one. Okay. This my other stuff. Okay.
I'll read the ones when
okay.
you look.
All right. Okay.
And again, we're just laying out the facts. Y'all can listen to these and look at what we're presenting and come up with your own story.
Nice.
Yes, there was a witness who saw the SUVs that hit him, and in the statement she said that she saw them swerving off. My bad. If you see my arm going there, I'm just trying to see if it's how we look on here. But yes,
should I move over?
Definitely she saw the 2 SUVs in the witness statement, which I will post. I posted it in the story before, but if you didn't see it, I'll post again of her stating what she saw. So I'll just read everything that I from that little drink. So while on the scene of the incident, officers located a black handgun in the roadway along with 4 cartridge casings up and down the roadway and 2 cartridges. 1 cartridge casing was found near the body of the victim on the roadway. 3 other casings were located approximately 70 yards north of that location on the side of the road. The shell casings appeared to be 9 millimeters from the gun found in the roadway. Also located on the road was a cell phone and the victim's shoes. 3 witnesses stayed on scene until emergency units arrived with the male while he was laying on the roadway. The first witness was Blank, who stated that Blank was driving home when Blank noticed 2 vehicles zigzagging. That is when the witness slammed on brakes and noticed a person in the roadway that had been hit by several vehicles, put on her hazard lights, and exited the vehicle to check on the male to see if he was still breathing, which advised he was. Who was a passenger in car, then called 911 and waited for EMT to arrive. That was the first witness. The second witness stated that they observed an object in the road and vehicles going around it and then realized it was a person laying there. Stated that they observed approximately 2 vehicles run over the body and proceed south of Magruder. Described one of the vehicles as older model SUV. The third witness stated was driving down Magruder when they thought it was a deer in the roadway. They tried to avoid hitting the object and realized that it was a male laying in the road. Then pulled over to make sure someone had called 911, which then made contact with yada, 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 yada.
So I'm confused. What the cops doing? Because why is it not considered a suspect, or is she?
That was our question. That was our main question. Why wasn't she considered a suspect, and why was she more credible than the family with her saying that he committed suicide? That came from out of thin air.
Mm-hmm. We were trying to figure that out. I don't know if they investigated her or not. We don't know. I don't think so. I can't really...
It's not even about them not having enough evidence. It's about them not doing what they were supposed to do to get the evidence.
Right.
It's a lot of things that were skipped over. I'm saying because I'm trying to refrain from saying certain things.
Right.
But they did not do what they were supposed to do in that case.
But there is no statute of limitations. Not saying that she committed murder, but there is no statute of limitations on murder. So they're saying it's officially closed.
And that's why we're speaking about it, because it's officially closed, and none of it said that it was suicide.
Now, when they originally told us that when they told us what he had on, they said it was the orange T-shirt. They never mentioned... What I'm doing wrong? Okay. Oh, girl, you better get it. They never mentioned that he had on this sweatshirt. One thing that they didn't mention that we end up running into reading the information about his items is there's 2 bullet holes.
Put your code in.
Put it down?
No, put your code in. I need your...
Oh, I'm sorry. There's 2 bullet holes in the top of the hoodie. This is what he had on. And there were 2, well, I'm going to say the cop that took his items labeled them as 2 extra bullet holes. And that's in the report. So let me show you those. I don't want to go through and not know what's coming next. Okay, this is it. The top of the hoodie. There we go. Right there, those are what they labeled as extra bullet holes. Very small. And then this is, let me get it.
He said tilt the screen a bit if you can. So show it again. But
let me show it again. Okay. The holes. Is this the one you... That. Let me know if that's good, guys. And I'll just keep it right here. How did they... Right, exactly.
She said, did he have any gunshot wounds?
Yes, he did have one to his head that we know of. And this is the back of the hoodie. Make it closer so it's a little bit.
No, I got you.
I want to zoom in on it.
Oh.
Never mind. Maybe you can see it.
Can y'all see that?
That's the back of it. We were trying to decide. Oh, you see me point up there. What this was. I don't know what that is. It looks like maybe it's been burnt or something. I don't know. I don't want to keep flipping.
No. I just wanted to make sure you seen that. So, yeah, we need some more media coverage to put pressure on them.
This is the orange T-shirt. We also have video of him in the bar that night.
And what is this?
That's the orange T-shirt he had on in the club. Yeah, we want to know that too.
Exactly. exactly. He said, this is unbelievable how much evidence is in their face and ignoring. And that's our biggest problem.
Oh, yeah. Now, and that he wasn't hit. Yeah, they were going off of that message that he left when he said, I tried and he said he emptied his clip. And like we've all said, if his clip was empty, how could he shoot himself? But that's what they were going off, like basically saying he was shooting his gun, he was being reckless, and shot his gun and possibly shot himself. Makes no sense. And let's make that clear, because we never said anything about that.
Yeah.
Leonard has always, I remember him driving Gloria and myself crazy as hell, you know, especially when she finally realized he carried guns. Leonard was good with guns. He had a bunch of them. He'd go to the shooting range. He wasn't excited about guns, so he wouldn't be reckless. She made a comment saying that he got drunk, or he would get drunk and just be swinging it around. He wasn't even irresponsible like that. I do not believe that at all. But that's how I felt like she was maybe speaking to the police, and that's how they got that. But when we asked him about that, how could he shoot himself if he emptied his clip? And he basically said it was, well, maybe he just used that as a figure of speech. He just said that.
Hold on, I'm just gonna give it to you. It's the internet.
Oh, okay. What I'm doing?
Put the link in. They only gave me a password.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What is? I don't know what that girl. Hold on, guys. So the fact that he didn't know that you just have to do what you do.
Okay.
The fact I'm about to say going on there, or if it's easy, it doesn't matter. Yeah. The fact that he doesn't know that about him, he made me feel like he just felt like I didn't know what I was talking about. That is, he was just being reckless, and it happened that way. She made. It could be. I just wait. Why you just in that one, girl? It's a million of these things. Yeah, that's all of them. So work your magic.
That would make much more sense considering how calm his tone was when he sent the voicemail.
Right. Exactly. And then in that voicemail, if y'all hear it, you want to listen again now that I'm saying it, he says, "I'm up by your job." I asked the detective, how did he get up by the job? And I'm sorry, 1 second.
Let me see.
Hold on. No, I'm still on live as well.
That would make much more sense considering how calm his tone was when he was
okay. You don't have your key?
Family knows him more. If that's
Grandma has a key to the house.
Exactly. And that's what we're saying. Like, how come only one person with all his friends and all his family could say, like, how can she say that he committed suicide? It just doesn't make sense. We just recently seen him before he passed, and we would have picked that up. His siblings would have picked up that he was feeling really sad or something wasn't right. We knew something wasn't right with her when we met her. But it was nothing that we picked up from him that he was sad. If anything, he was excited to move to Florida and to start videography. He was so excited to start that videography. That was something that he was looking so forward to.
Yeah. Right.
So what happened? She said, so what happened to him taking an Uber and killing himself?
The Uber thing, now, we just found out about that. The detective just said something else about that. Originally, we asked him. This, like, 2 days ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
We asked him, did he look into the Uber, if he actually called the Uber or whatever. He said that they couldn't get into the phone because they couldn't get it. They couldn't get into the phone because it's Apple phone. You know how that go. And they were only able to see whatever was on his SIM card. So now he says that the first thing he said is, we were able to see that he accessed Uber through his log entry, I believe was the words he used. And then when Gloria asked him, what does that mean? Like, so did he request the Uber? He said he never actually requested it, but he accessed the Uber app. So basically he was trying to say he opened it, but no Uber, no.
And this is the text message that we have of us asking. So she said, you said Leonard called an Uber to where and what time? He said it was just an app request, no information. She said, okay, I don't know how you saw it with no password. And he said, like I said before, something things were visible, but not a lot. Wait, where's the other screenshot?
Right. So we don't know anything about that. She mentioned the Uber said he said it was going to be 20 minutes and she was going to go back and get him. She's, then what was like damn near almost a year later, then she brung up she was going to go back and get him because they had planned to have a threesome. We just heard that. Girl.
Exactly. He wanted to go home regardless. He wanted to go home. Everything points to he was planning to go home, from the recordings to everything that we have. We don't believe that he was so distraught during that little bit of time that he made a instant decision to shoot himself in the head. Like, we don't believe it, and it wasn't over that baby. We played the recording of him being in the bar. Right. And him leaving messages stating, that he was, excited, and he was proud, and he was in a good mood. He was in good spirits. How did he go from being in good spirits to completely shutting down and instantly deciding to end his life?
Right. And another thing, something that she failed to mention, and I have not heard it being said, period. It was maybe almost about 5 or 6 months into his death. I had looked and seen that the reason she went to that bar, she was in a music video. Which we have
proof of it being a music video there.
Pull it on up. Why don't I?
Yeah.
And I asked her about that. I sent it to her, and I was like, so is this the reason why you went there? And she said, yeah. And she then said that, I asked her, did Leonard know you were going there to celebrate? I don't know if it was the release party, whatever it was. Did he know you were going there to celebrate that, the video? And she said, well, yeah. And I said, so he was good with the dude and all that. And she claimed he was. She said that they, exchange numbers or something, right? Yeah, for Leonard to do a video, but she never mentioned it, like ever. She just made it seem like that was they was just going to go out. So talking to his friends and asking them, but which I already knew, which he had went to this bar knowing he was going there with her, and then this dude had his people and he just went on his own. They don't believe he would have done that.
And that's another thing. If you, and I'm sure y'all have looked on his page, there's been people that looked on his page before, his Facebook. Every time that he was at any club or bar, he was with his friends. Him being by himself that time, even his friends were asking, why did he do that? That's not like him. So we're trying to figure out why he was even there by himself. I don't want to accuse her of anything, but he never was out partying without his friends.
And then another thing too, her words was she was excited because that was the first time he posted her on his page. Yeah, that was the first time he posted on his page. But I did you post that? What he said when a bitch that know every nigga that been killed in the
hood. Yeah, that was part of the story. I'll repost that as well, of his last video of him being at the bar and what he said afterwards.
Right. He took a short video with her and whoever in the background. So it didn't look like he was posting her to me. It looked like he was showing who he was with. And he posted that along with the statement of something along the lines of bitches who know every nigga from every hood that get killed. And it was what was else? What did it say? It was like 3 things, right? It was the picture, that statement, and something else.
Oh, my bad. I'm looking at I'm trying to find the club.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're looking for the thing with the date on it. I got it in here. So I just felt like, sometimes omission is a lie. Why wouldn't you just say that? And I don't know, she could have not thought about it. But even when I asked her about it, she just was real nonchalant about it. And I just felt like, if you really want to find out what happened to your man, you should be forthright with everything that went on, anything that happened. And I believe maybe something did transpire. And anybody that know Leonard, he was not nowhere near halfway a punk. He wasn't backing down to nothing.
Is the videos going to? Yes, we're going to post the videos on this page. Everything that we state about Leonard will be on this page. And again, we're not accusing anybody of doing anything. It's just that the facts is looking suspicious, and we can't make this stuff up. We can't make this stuff up.
And that's the thing for her. You know, she acting like we like on this campaign against her. That's not it. All we ask you to do is just stop lying.
I didn't see a lot of stuff that I posted. So, a couple of months after he passed away, what was this, in September? It was a couple months after he passed away, she posted this on her TikTok. Oh,
yeah, I forgot about that just that fast.
If a man cheats on me, we ask 100 women. We ask 100 women. Fill in the blank. The rules are simple. If a man cheats on me, I blank him. Shoot him. Shoot him.
At the end of the... Oh, here it go. Here it is. Right here. Okie dokie. Now, this is the post from that day. See the date right there? May 7th. That's the party that they were getting together to, celebrate a little music video that day. This was on the Bar Charmed. This was on their page and her page and the guy, but it went down real quick. I just felt like that was just something that you should have spoke on, that, you know, you went there for that.
Yeah, we saw that as well. Her saying that she would kill, I think that was Ari at the time, wasn't it? She said she had killed Ari and did kill herself.
Oh, yeah. Like that. It's probably been more than one person.
Yeah, she said that to me. Like I said, there has been people that reached out to us to let us know that she has also threatened them and their children as well. And that's sick. Why are you doing all of this threatening? Why are you the only person that want to tell the story of Leonard? And then when somebody does go against what you say, you're threatening them and their family. That's whack. That's weird. She tried to, you know how she is. Everybody knows how she is. I have seen people, make comments about her and what she does. She tries to bully people. That's her tactic, bullying. But then she accuses people of bullying her. She accused us of bullying her, but yet she talks disrespectful about the mother, about him. She brought us up. She lied on us. She's doing everything, and then when you challenge her, that's when she starts playing victim.
Right. And it's just that we're just tired of it. We wanted to make sure
she threatened to kill multiple people and their children. And in the in some videos that we have, she, like I said, stated, "I'll bury you next to my child and my baby father," which again, there's no baby that's buried.
He acts like we're wrong for just saying he didn't kill himself, because we don't address her.
Exactly.
All we do when she's putting that, he killed himself, we'll post justice for Leonard. Leonard did not kill himself, but how is that harassment? Like, that's...
Yeah.
One time.
And how was she going to go with him to Florida if she was going to school in New York?
How? What are you going to do? If you're going to school in New York, how are you going to move to Florida? Because Leonard was supposed to leave, what was it, a week after? A week and a half or something? What was the date?
That was, I thought it was that following week. Cause
it could have been that following week. I don't remember.
He said the new person was moving in like that Monday. That's why we had to hurry up and clean up.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. I forgot about that. That's right. So no, that's not true. That's not true. She brought up that girl too that she jumped in the window with.
Oh, I'm about to pull that up.
Oh, okay. Well, she's about to pull that up for you guys really quick.
Now, this is the week that he passed. Let me see.
I'm so aggravated with this whole thing, and it's
Oh, you want to play this?
Yeah, play it all. I don't care anymore.
Yeah. Okay, so before, matter of fact, no, I'm not going to play that one first. I'll play that one second.
I still keep in touch with,
Hold on.
Al died, right? When he died, this bitch was so thirsty. She went on his, so she locked him.
Okay, wait, they started off as friends. Yeah, Derica, I knew that. Yeah, like we said, they've been knowing each other since they were kids. I don't. Oh, she also had a gender reveal. I forgot to mention that, but no gender, no reveal. Nothing's there. Yeah, you're right, Miss Mona. She's about to play these recordings for you guys. I'm just trying to go back. Continue to exploit your partner's stuff. Yeah. I don't know. We just gotta figure out where do we go from here. And she made a statement, and she was referring to me when she said that the family, first they said I did it, then they said somebody else did it, or I was scared. And I asked her that. I said, is it possible that maybe you're afraid that you know something may have happened and you just, don't want to say it. You don't want to be in the middle of it or somebody retaliating against you. Okay, she's about to play this, guys.
Okay, this is from the other girl that he was dealing with that was in that video.
Okay, so listen to this. I was so in love with this bitch, but he had other bitches. Like, he really didn't want to fuck with other people. Like, obviously, like, that was his downfall. Tell me why me and this nigga was fucking with each other mad hard, like, literally mad hard. And then, whatchamacallit, fucking with each other, boom. I'm at his crib, boom. This bitch knows I'm in town. I'm not from VA. She knows I'm at his house, whatever, boom. Me and him's lit, chilling, fucking whatever. This bitch had the nerve to hop in the fucking window. Then she had some other dyke bitch outside his... This is days before he died, girl. Days before he died. She had another dyke bitch outside his window, busted his windows with a brick. While she climbed in the window, didn't do shit to me. All talk. Didn't do shit to me, else beating her ass, whatever, boom. She's threatening to stab people and do a whole bunch of weird. She literally pulled up to his house that night because she does not like me. She pulled up to his house with some tall, dyke black bitch with dreads. And mind you, a couple of days later when I leave, he ends up dying. It was her. Like, I know.